Every once and then, a virtual car comes along that has the ability to deliver spine-tingling sensations. A drive that's destined for the track. Sensational audio, crisp feedback, adequate mechanical grip to be fun, but enough power to break the tail out at will. Today, that comes in the form of SMS's stunning rendition of the Ferrari F12 TDF. As a collection of numbers, this car is nothing short of stunning. At the time, this was Ferrari's most powerful naturally aspirated V12 engine, 780 brake horsepower, enough torques to take most of the track wherever it goes with it, and a dry weight of just 1,415 kilograms. That's actually lighter than the new McLaren 720S by quite some margin. It hits 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, romping its way to a top speed of 211 miles per hour. Not that it matters much in this kind of car, it's intended purely for track work. The chassis is largely different to its Berlinetta derivative. When developing the car, Ferrari put the rear tyres onto the front to see how much more turning the car would get. So now it's sporting massive 275 section front tyres, and the word is that there's so much traction from the front that it's the sole reason that the rear steer system has been implemented, literally to help the back of the car keep up with the front. Downforce is being added practically everywhere you look. It's fully functional aero, actively adjusting as required. Those exposed gills on the rear arches serve to release pressure in the wheel arches. Just think about it. What was the last road car that you recall that actually needed to release pressure from its rear arches? Ferrari deliberately made this car to be challenging. It's a real animal. It's a car that you're supposed to get to know, take your time with. So obviously that meant that me and a mate of mine, who's a bit handy, spent absolutely zero time getting used to it and went for some laps. Now, on a good day, there's not very much time between me and Schwab, usually around about 2 temps. So with near 800 horsepower under our right feet, a clear Fiorano circuit, 8 sets of Pirelli P0s ready to get slaughtered, well, come along for the ride and see how it went. Welcome to Fiorano, the private test track of Ferrari. Located near Maranello in Italy, it was built in 1972 for the purpose of development and testing. Its 12 turns and 1.86 miles feature many similarities with European GP circuits for obvious reasons. The opportunity to drive here is experienced by only a few, which makes its appearance in simulated form here in Project Cars 2 a real treat. Sorry. This car makes your nerves dance. It's ready to eviscerate its rear tyres literally at a moment's notice. It's not naturally progressive, but it's sensationally quick. It's one of the few cars that fully justifies having a dual clutch transmission. H-gate need not apply here. Gear knob, go and get your coat. Now, as we finished melting the tyres around Fiorano, our minds wandered to the other 700 brake horsepower car that lives under the covers of Project Cars 2, the McLaren 720S. So we headed to Mugello's short circuit to find out how much the cars actually differed from each other. With only 7 turns covering 1.4 miles of track, it forms the ideal canvas for a quick head-to-head. The McLaren is surprisingly similarly spec'd to the TDF. It's almost identical in weight. 720 brake horsepower from its twin-turbo 4-litre engine. It shoots to 60 a shade quicker at 2.7 seconds, 2 tenths quicker in fact, with a top speed literally 1 mile an hour faster at 212. So this is what happened. Just 799 of these awesome machines were created. This SMS virtual incarnation of one of Ferrari's finest modern day V12s is one that has been done exceptionally well. It feels special, capturing the spirit of this exceptional collectible. For me, this is arguably one of the best virtual renditions of an F12 that I've ever driven. High praise indeed.